Today on my podcast, Becomingamanc, cash star from Salt and Pepper, very popular restaurant and my daughter's favorite. Enjoy the episode. Cash, so who are you? What you do?
I'm the co-owner of Salt and Pepper in Manchester. We're a Chinese street food restaurant that we opened up 5 years ago. Got our flagship store in November last year. So we've been operating in this restaurant for 1 year now, but doing this in total for 5 years.
Before we start, my daughter, she's big fan of you. She's there every day.
Yeah.
So it's like, where are you? Salt and Pepper. It's okay. Why don't go to Salvis, you know? But she says, no. So I had enough Salvis. So yeah, she's big fan of you. What did you aspire to open in Manchester?
Obviously, my grandparents came over in the late 70s, could barely speak English, so they did what they knew best and opened up a takeaway around Manchester. So I think one that sticks in my memory is in Salford back in the day. They went through quite a lot of abuse there, but that was expected back then, you know what I mean? They had to deal with it, and they eventually moved to Prestwich, which was quite popular in itself. They had a takeaway called China Palace. Eventually, I think that's where he met my mum. They both worked there, and then after that they went separate ways, and my dad opened a takeaway in Bolton. From the age of what I can remember anyways, being able to serve customers, that was the first step that I had involved in this type of food, and that's all I've really known.
So and then from there, he aspired you to open Salt and Pepper in Manchester.
Yeah, so one thing that we always noticed was there was 100 items on a Chinese takeaway menu.
I remember them years.
Yeah, and only a few items were eaten. Okay. One specifically was salt and pepper. Growing up, I've always said, why don't you just bring it into Manchester, try it out? You never know what could happen. And he was reluctant to do it. He just didn't know how to start, or all that type of stuff. So he just stuck to what he was comfortable with.
So what's the big lesson you learned from your dad?
The biggest one that keeps echoing in my head is stay away from the food industry. However, we're still in there, aren't we? Yeah, he's always told us to stay away from it because it's not physically straining, but also mentally straining. And now, obviously, I know, and Chloe knows, but we're in this now, and we kind of just want to get through it and prove to him that we can do it. But growing up, he's always invested a lot of his time, dedicated it to make sure that he can provide a living for me and my sister. So that's the biggest lesson I've learned from him, is just get your head down and do it no matter how hard it gets. There'll be days where we are looking at each other like, why are we doing this? But
I think that's the industry anyway.
Yeah.
I think what your dad is saying is right.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was the same. Mm-hmm. My family wasn't in the food business at all. Mm-hmm. And when I said to him, I'm going to catering college, he was, are you mad? Yeah. I said, no. I said, I want to go around the world. And he says, well, Christmas, New Year, and Easter, and whatever. Mm-hmm. You're never at home. I said, I want to do it. Yeah. And then, fortunately, yeah. We've been lucky enough to own our own restaurant anyway. So, but yeah, I'll do the same with my kids. Mm-hmm. I would like one day they take over. Yeah. But at the same time, I don't want to give it that stress.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's a lot, and then I think unless things changed, mm-hmm. I don't think it'd be easy for anyone to be in this business. Okay, so your journey starts from the Handel, mm-hmm. little shop in there, mm-hmm. and then you go on. Yeah,
so we started 5 years ago. I think this is bad, but I think it's the 19th of May, 2019, just before COVID. Yeah, we started off in a little market stall on the south side of the Arndale. And, it took us a while, but the power of social media is crazy. It got us the following that we've got now. And yeah, it was busy. It was a buzz. We had myself, my sister, two of our managers now. It was a really small team, and we're kind of on top of each other. It was fun, but it got to a point where we got so busy that the Arndale wasn't happy with us. They decided to charge us with a bill of fitting an extraction into the south side of the market. I think they charged us over 100 grand to fit the extraction in.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I remember that time was people talking about this.
Yeah, it was on the MEN and stuff like that. So obviously, naturally, we were just like, no, we're not fitting out your market for you, you know. Luckily, a year before we actually left the Arndale Black Dog Ballroom, the owners of the club there, they asked to take over their kitchen. So I went there a year prior to us leaving, and trained up some new staff, and we were there trading. And luckily, after we were shut from Arndale, we were still able to trade in the Black Dog. Yeah, and then, you know, eventually we had to find our own shop. Like, it wasn't in the plan of what we wanted anyway to, you know, cater inside another venue. We wanted our own store. We kind of rushed the process of it. We found a building opposite the Arndale. You know, just it was good to say, you know, we're still open opposite you guys. You know, can't get rid of us, that type of thing. But yeah, but yeah, we were closed for 3 months without trading, without earning any money. We had staff to keep on, and I think that was the hardest point for both me and my sister. You know, keeping them employed, but they don't have a job to do, and we don't have any like money coming in. How do we keep them paid? How do we pay their wages and stuff like that? So we were in a rush to open this store now that we got in High Street. Could have done a lot of things better, but you know, it's an expensive price to pay, so we've learnt our mistakes and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I think with every business when you start is, you know, it's not easy, especially you're very young anyway, you know, and then start something like you've done it at your age is, you know, it's quite good. You know, it's not easy for us. And you know, we got a lot of year experience, and then you know, we hold as well. You know what, I always love when a new you know, young people start a business and then they make it, and then you got good name, you got good followers now. I think you're doing well, very well.
Thank you. Yeah, it is a challenge. Obviously, you know yourself, with everything going up, cost of living, everything. You know, we may seem busy as it is with like queues and stuff like that, but in food, the turnover is really small to make, like really small margins to make profit. So it is hard. Like, you know, I think staff wages are going up as well.
April, isn't it?
Yeah. I
always think, as long as I can open the door and make everybody happy, you know, we're gonna go for it, and then everything's gonna change anyways. You should get better. I think we've got a few more years yet to go wherever we need to go, but if we can, you know, keep going, and you know, maybe the profit now is not the best, but in a couple of years, I think it should change anyway. So what you recommend in your menu?
On our menu, I would recommend anything off the grill. The steak's getting quite popular now on the grilled chicken. You know, something healthier, so it's not all fried. But you can mix and match it with anything you want. So you can have it with salad, in a wrap. So we do like a Chinese kebab now, and it you can either have it with chips, half rice, half chips, or just rice in itself. So it's more of a healthy option. Yeah, we try to make sure that the quality on the grill is, you know, as fresh as possible.
What do you think about the scenery in Manchester? What do you think the way it's growing up? What do you think?
I was always a foodie, and so was my sister. So we would, whenever we had the chance, come into Manchester and try food from all sorts of restaurants and stuff like that. Another thing that inspired us to open was there was something missing, like something, you know, just hearty, flavoursome, and you know, just something that hits the spot. And we just thought we'd just bring it to Manchester.
But if I got to choose between Italian and you know, English, Chinese, Indian, Thai, whatever, my second choice is always Chinese. But I don't know if I'm right. It's like the same thing you do with pizza with the pineapple, okay? It's no go. But if I go to eat in Chinese restaurant, I'll have a sweet and sour. And you know, people go to me and go, you shouldn't. But I like it. You know,
exactly.
It's things like that. I know sometimes is that real Chinese, or is English version of Chinese, like you know, carbonara with cream or pineapple on a pizza, and You know, you go sweet and sour. So.
Yeah. This type of food, like sweet and sour, is literally adapted for the Western palate. It isn't. You'll still get it like if you go to China and stuff like that. They'll probably call it something else or make it slightly different. But a lot of the food that you find in Chinese takeaways are adapted to the Western palate, basically. We kind of stuck to the way my granddad did it, how my dad did it, but we've just done it in a way that it's more presentable and kind of in a Western style, if that makes sense. So it's all in a box. You've got your chips at the bottom and a bunch of meat at the top. Easier to eat as well, so you don't get all these different type of packagings. Like, you know, if you order sweet and sour chicken with a fried rice, you'll probably get like 2 containers. We just thought we'd just throw it all in one with a garnish and make it look as pretty and aesthetic as possible.
So it's like Italian food maybe 10 years ago. 10 years ago was a very, even more, I think, was very English Italian, and now the new blood coming in, and then we all make carbonara, which is sweet, the proper way instead of with the cream. We took off completely the pineapple from the pizza. So I think in your, you know, our business is completely different because two different kind of food, but we all follow the same thing. You know, Italian food wasn't very popular here, and then they had to give something, you know, put a lot of garlic on garlic bread, but garlic bread doesn't exist in Italy, you know. But English people, they thought, we go to Italy, we have garlic bread, and they come back here all disappointed to say, I went there, I never had garlic bread. Well, we don't do it, you know, we do bruschetta or stuff like that. You know, the way Manchester grow up, what you fitting in, are you gonna do more? You're gonna, you know, change something in your business and in your way to think, or?
Obviously, we've had great reception from the public about our food. A lot of customers actually have messaged and say, like, can you bring salt and pepper to Leeds, Birmingham, Liverpool, all them type of cities, and we'd love to do that, but again, me and my sister can't clone ourselves, so it just takes time really, and we're just planning, hopefully, you know, open another restaurant in Manchester maybe, and then look to tackle other cities after that.
Okay. Your favourite restaurant to eat in Manchester?
Favourite restaurant? It depends on what I'm feeling, but most of the time I am feeling some like Japanese food. Okay. So
I feel the same at the moment, you know, with the sushi and
yeah. It's something that just fills you more, you know. So you just stuff yourself with rice, and it used to be called Wasabi. I think it's called Wazushi now in Chinatown. Okay. That's the place I normally go to.
That's the place I gotta try.
Yeah.
If you say it's good, I'm sure it's good. So,
good sushi, good ramen. So
nice.
Yeah. They got a nice dessert room upstairs as well.
Have you got any crazy story happen in the restaurant? You know.
Yeah. I mean, where do I start with that?
Because you know, Manchester people can be very funny. They're very friendly anyway.
The funniest one was probably, I wouldn't actually class it as funny, but probably as funny to you guys. But we were in the Black Dog Ballroom, and the way we cook tofu is in like a small frying pan with a little bit of oil in it. One of my staff decided to turn the hob on full blast and walked away. Needless to say, it just set up in fire, and that was the first time, you know, had to put out a fire, and it was around 7 o'clock, so we missed out on trade like 2 hours after, because the whole place was smoky and it just stunk of smoke as well. So yeah, we lost out on 2 hours of trade, and just because he decided to just walk off from it. You
know, we had a similar story at the Connors change. So we have this girl I knew. She goes, listen, she goes up, I've got 2 guests. I said, okay. Can we book table? I said, yeah. I said, but the Hollywood guests. I said, okay, so, you know, that's fine, you know. But do you mind to tell me who they are? I can't tell you now because you're going to tell everybody. And I said, okay, that's fine. Anyway, we wait 8 o'clock. They come to the restaurant. They go, you know, Connors change. We go the upstairs, downstairs. They go downstairs. We put in a private room. We put it there. Was 2 of them. Okay, and then, you know, was Lou Ferrigno, you know, Hulk. Yeah. And then the other guy wrote the song Ghostbuster. What's his name? It's famous anyway. So they came to the restaurant. Okay, they had the big meal. Hi, please to meet you. You know, we all happy. Hulk in my restaurant. You know what I mean? It's like had the meal and everything, and he went fine. Thank you. The day after, they booked again. Okay, can we have the same room, please? You know, one said, okay, come down. We're all happy because Hollywood, starting a restaurant. It was like, oh, how good is that? So what happened? Finished eating. We had another party in. Party went. Okay, I said to Lou Ferrigno and the name will come to me and say. And I said, okay, bye. So we go upstairs. Time I take him upstairs. Okay, one of the waiters come to me and goes, I think your kitchen got on fire. And I go like, what? I said, excuse me 1 second. And I went downstairs, everything was black. Wow. The cooker went, okay, put the fire off and everything. The same time, Lou Ferrigno went. Okay. I said, Hulk come to my restaurant, yeah? On TV, it's like he saved people and he done everything he had to do. And then he come to my restaurant, I almost killed him, because if it was 5 minutes before, he would have been downstairs, he couldn't get out. We would kill Hulk in Manchester, eh? Not many people would be happy, but... Okay, so, every time you change from the Andale to Black Dog and to... What did you learn? What did you improve on...
It was about adapting, really, because every environment was different. The building we've got is over 100 years old. So the problems we faced when we first tried to open, we were in a rush to open as it was. I think the biggest mistake of us was because we were in such a rush, we got builders in. They did what they needed to do to get us open anyway. So there was a small time frame. I think it was about a month. Okay. So in that month, I'll take my hats off for them for doing it, but they did a pretty bad job.
But it's all sorted now.
It is. So over the last year, we've just had to deal with constant leaks in the roof. Again, that was part of the landlord to sort out, but he tried to sort it out the first time. So if you can imagine, like, just down a wall, it's like a waterfall. So whenever it rains, the roof would just collect all this water and it would just pour down. Numerous of times the painter had to refix that wall because of the leaks.
So it wasn't good experience for you?
No.
At the beginning?
No, not at all.
No.
It was stressful.
But maybe, this experience, the way I see it, they make you grow up.
Oh, yeah.
They make you, next time you won't do the same mistake. Mm-hmm. Maybe you close for an extra month, but you make sure everything is right.
Yeah.
We all done that mistake. Yeah. We all like, come on, we want to. Because inside you got a fire too.
Yeah.
You want to do it, and then, then every day you don't earn the money is...
Yeah. Yeah, because it goes back to trying to keep our staff employed. Thankfully now they're our managers, but, we kind of felt like we owed it them, because, let's put it this way, we won't be where we are now without them as well, because they put in all the hours, their blood, sweat, tears, and we just owe it to them that we had to keep going. But yeah, like I said, it was an expensive price to pay. We probably could have got the job done cheaper and better, but we learned from it.
What did it take for you to become a man?
We're kind of, without offending anyone, like the opposite to a Southern softie, if that makes sense.
You're born here compared to me. I'm born in Italy, so it's different. It's many things we experience, not be English. So we had to, proper work like your granddad done.
Yeah.
And your grandma, they had to push their way up. Mm-hmm. And then now you are where you are because your granddad, your grandma. So we go to the big question, the COVID. How did it impact you, your business?
Yeah.
Because, you opened a year before, so...
Yeah, I think it was just 5 months before.
Okay.
Can't remember exactly when, COVID actually hit us, but we opened in the same year as that happening. Okay. I think about 5 months before anyway. It was tough. We had felt we've just got ourselves up and running, got our routine into place. I think everyone in terms of staff knew what they were doing at that point. So to be told that we can't do it it was demoralising. It was frustrating. But it was just something that we had to get over and deal with. I mean, we were able to... I can't exactly remember how the regulations came about, but I know when we were told that we weren't allowed out of houses, but before that we opened for 2 weeks where the market was shut, but we were just open to, serve customers as much as we can. People weren't allowed in the market, so they had to wait outside, and security had to call them in, and just running it was completely different. I think it got to the point where we just decided we had to close anyway because there was no going around it.
Yeah, but you open after that, so many places just closed.
Yeah,
and then fortunately you carry on, you open,
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
If you survive that that's quite good.
Yeah.
So
obviously it was our first time ever running a business as well, so to get over this hurdle was kind of something that we
But did you use that time to relax and thinking and...
Oh, I'm sure your mind never stops.
No
matter what you do.
I was thinking a lot.
Yeah.
I can improve, I can do this, I can do that. It's because we not stop.
No.
Ever. So we are, when we come back, we have to think different. We have to think more fast. And, I'm sure you've done the same.
Yeah, just try to get back into it and everything like that. But before, during COVID, like I said, there was nothing we can do. Like, we just sat at home helpless. During that period as well, I lost my nan to COVID as well, so it wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
No, it wasn't good. It was a rough patch to go through. But again, to be a Manc, I think you just keep your head up and just carry on going through it and come out the other side more stronger. And
so I love the spirit, because I become a Manc. You're a Manc, so I like the spirit. You said that's what you need. That's what we need to do, and it's quite good. It's quite impressed for somebody. Yeah. I mean, thinking, let's do it. Let's carry on. Nice. Good.
Yeah, we've got no time to feel sorry for ourselves or whatever it is.
Manchester.
No.
You know what I think? Because in Manchester, it's rain all the time. If you stop, you get wet, innit? If you run, you're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what we're doing. So, why do you think your restaurant is a big success?
Numerous factors, really. I think we've been able to develop and invest enough time to build a team. Our team right now, I'm so proud of them. Like, some of them have never touched food before, and obviously we've invested our knowledge and our time to be able to make sure that they can do their jobs well as they can. With staff, you get your hiccups here and there, but with ours, I feel like inheriting our kind of work ethic and culture. So it's nice to just be able to, give them the experience that they kind of deserve for trying to get into this type of industry. But yeah, definitely because of our team. We've got a great team that we built, and more to the point is me and Chloe, we want to be there every day as much as possible to make sure that the food is coming out as well as it can be and as fresh as it can be, and that's what we base our business around. It's just like food that's fresh and affordable, and majority of it is just being fast at it.
I like it. Anyway, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
To the chat.
My pleasure.
And ask you the restaurant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.